Thank you for tuning in. You're watching Now You Know, a technology enthusiast channel reviewing and discussing all things tech. And today, we're talking Model 3. Tesla has delivered a few vehicles to the East Coast to their showrooms. What does this mean? Does this mean that Tesla is actually out of production hell and are able to start producing more vehicles to allow the public to come in, see these vehicles for the first time, and obtain potential new reservation holders? I'm not quite sure. I think that Tesla did this for their current reservation holders, those who have been waiting a long time to get their hands on this vehicle. Some of us haven't even seen them. So I think Tesla did a great marketing deploy here to just get us the vehicles so we can see them and touch them so reservations don't get canceled. Maybe, maybe not. Let me know what you're thinking. Comment down below. But I think it's a two-sided story. I think it's actually both. I think actually Tesla is getting into a position where they can start producing more vehicles, and they wanted to suffice their current reservation holders by saying, hey, here's the vehicle, come in, touch it, see it, you're gonna get yours, just be patient. So I think that this actually bodes very well for Tesla, and that they're going to be able to start gaining some additional feedback from, let's say, non-Tesla believers or people who really don't know much about Tesla. So I think that as they start deploying more and more vehicles in their showrooms across the country, they are going to be seeing additional reservations. And I think that this is a good thing for Tesla. So I wanted to talk about some of the leaks or some of the media news that's been going on in the past couple of weeks surrounding some configurations that have been changing in the Model 3 configurator online for those people who are actually starting to get their reservations configured. There have been some additional features that were embedded into the website online, such thing as drivetrain, battery, and other interior feature options that will become available very shortly. I anticipate most of these things starting to hit the configurators on a live status come this spring. I think Tesla announced a while back that the spring of 2018 would be sort of their turning point in starting to produce some of these additional features. They will basically be able to start to manufacture some of these vehicles with either less or more options, dual motor being one of them and the standard battery pack being the other. I have talked to a lot of reservation holders, many of which are waiting on the 35K version of the Model 3, which we really don't know what that's going to consist of other than the smaller battery pack. And I think this is a direction or an indication that Tesla is actually getting out of that production hell that Elon, said that they were in for a long time. As more and more Model 3s are being produced, I think a lot of the reservation holders are looking for that base model to get their hands on. Now remember, it's supposed to be starting at $35K, and that's before any federal tax incentives would hit. So you're looking at like a $27,000 or $28,000 absolutely beautiful electric vehicle. I think there's a lot of reservation holders out there that are just willing to get their hands on that base model. And I think that is a huge step forward for Tesla and any reservation holders that are waiting for this. Electrek had also released last week a leaked photo of the dual motor configuration of the Model 3. And Tesla also stated that there are additional VINs being registered for the dual motor Model 3. So this is awesome. This means that hopefully come spring, which is actually just right around the corner, we will start to see some reservation holders actually configuring the dual motor Model 3. I am a current reservation holder, and I will only configure or order my Tesla Model 3 if and when I can get the dual motor. There's a couple reasons for that. One is I live in a cold climate, and I really want the all-wheel drive just for the ability to drive through some of the weather conditions that we have here. And the other is to actually obtain the additional power that that motor is going to produce, and hopefully the additional range that it's going to produce. So we'll have to see about the range. I know there's been some conversation whether or not that actually is going to increase with the dual motor configuration. And actually, Teslarati reported that Tesla's chief design engineer was spotted supercharging in a never-before-seen Model 3 with red calipers and new badging across the rear of the vehicle. Actually, I love the look of this vehicle. It's not the current red vehicle that you can configure today, but it's more of a deeper maroon red, and the badging actually looks very, very nice across. I prefer the actual word Tesla across the back of the vehicle versus the emblem. And you know, some of you may or may not. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this vehicle. And also let me know, if you're a reservation holder, what are your must-haves? What are the most important features that you're looking for on your Model 3? Is it the long-range battery? Is it the dual motor configuration? Or are you simply just going for the base model? All of which are cool no matter what you choose. Just curious to find out what your thoughts are on that. And I wanted to talk autopilot. There was a report last week in the news that a Model S owner was in autopilot mode and crashed into a fire engine on the I-405. Yes, I said fire engine. Big red truck. How did this happen? Was it the driver's fault? Was it autopilot's fault? I think really before we can answer that question, we need to understand what autopilot does and how it interacts with things on the road. Tesla specifically states in their owner's manual that some of the things on the road it does not recognize, and there's reasons for this. If it was trying to pick up every object on the road, the vehicle would never be able to move. And what I mean by every object, I mean every static object on the road. Things that would be on the side of us. Trees, cones, signs, highway dividers, all these things would prohibit the vehicle from even moving if it were to quantify them as objects in the road. So Tesla stated that autopilot or traffic-aware control cannot detect all objects and may not be able to brake or decelerate for stationary vehicles, especially in situations when you are traveling over 50 miles an hour. So I would suggest that all Model S, X, and 3 owners just comprehensively go through their manual to make sure that you understand what autopilot is and how it functions. It's not autonomous. Fully autonomous driving is not here yet. Technology isn't quite up to snuff, and it's very expensive, and the federal government hasn't regulated it yet. So as we're behind the wheels enjoying this enhanced feature of autopilot, we need to understand that we still need to drive the vehicle. We need to pay attention. We need to be able to make sure that when we're driving that we're just not, sleeping or our hands are off the wheel. And I'll tell you that I actually do quite a bit of commuting back and forth to work. And if I were to let autopilot drive me to and from, I probably would never make it. There are just, cars cutting you off, people slamming on your brakes, and all these things. And yes, autopilot is there as an enhancement, but we can't expect it to drive us. Let me know what you're thinking, or if you have some different thoughts on how autopilot functions, and we can certainly debate that. And Tesla actually is not the only vehicle manufacturer that states the same thing. I think that there's a lot of confusion on what autopilot actually is and what it does, but I would love to hear your comment below. Listen, thank you for watching our YouTube channel today, and if you liked the video, give us a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching. Now you know. Until next time.